Welcome, patients.
Katri diray body push-ups boy ing. Basically hakin na rin ako di ne. Got 2 different or 3 different attires. Ito ko romele every day romele ko rin diri. Bikin neki di romele 21 days kakala. Bikin neki di romele.
Can you hear me? Hello, patients.
Hello.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Morning, morning, morning.
Morning. Thank you. And how are you?
Great. I'm great. Oh, I'm on fire. We're on fire. We're on fire. We'll start shortly. So we'll just wait for a few people to come in. I'm getting bigger every day. Every day. Good morning, Baba Raji. We getting bigger every day. Bigger every day, no limitation. We taking over. We getting bigger every day. Hey. Bigger every day, we getting bigger every day.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Baba Raji. We
Yes, sir.
taking over. We're getting bigger every day. Hey. Welcome, Ruru. Welcome, Oreditse.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Morning. Hey. Oh, me. Enjoy the song while we wait a bit.
Good morning.
Morning. Nonetheless. Dance to the song. Just DMT. Dance movement therapy. Come on now.
Yeah, boy.
Starting in a minute. Not by might, by the Spirit of the living God. Anything is possible, bigger than we used to be. Hey, we have moved. I say we have moved. Have you moved? Not by might, by the Spirit of the living God. Everything is possible, bigger than we used to be. We have moved. I say we have moved. Not by power, not by might. Get your glass of wine. Get it, get it. You know, start your day right. Drink right. I say we have moved. Bigger every day. Bigger every day. Bigger every day. Monica Tuesday. We get this
Money.
bigger every day.
Ah.
My dance movement therapy, DMT. This is a therapy of some sort. Just move your body.
No, that's good.
So we're starting in a bit, just a minute now. Yeah. Yes, we are getting bigger every day. Wow, powerful song. Hello, everyone. How are you? And how is your day starting out? Let's get some comments, yeah?
We good. We good. I woke up very excited.
Great.
I will have a testimony at the end of the camp. I have made a very big decision. I'm so excited.
Great, great.
And I'm very excited. Thanks to the team.
Oh, I'm just loving this. I'm just loving this. You know, so, you know, do you like our normal morning ritual? You know, it's water or water infused with lime, all right, or lemon, as the case may be. Okay, I'm giving you chairs now because I'm taking mine. And this is just to help ease, and bring about some cleansing of some sort. Refreshing. So anyone wants to share if they were around yesterday and what experiences they had with the nutritionist? Anybody wants to share as to what they had with the nutritionist? If it was insightful, if it was necessary, can you just unmute yourself and say something? All right.
Wow. It's me again. You know, the topic yesterday was one of my favorite topics. I'm one person that do not believe in taking drugs to fix any ailment in my body. So I was so excited listening to the nutritionist as she indicated why she started because of trying to resolve some health issues with how she eats or how people eat. So I found that very interesting and very helpful.
Great. And I told you we'll be coming up with several surprises. And so, yesterday I was summoned by one of the, chief, how would I say it now? Let me say like he's a mentor of some sort at different levels, and he was also organizing a boot camp. His name is Fela Drotoe, and he wanted me to speak to they have like a business accelerator boot camp that they're having. And so I needed to go and speak to them on how to scale, all right, by creating businesses and systems. And so the joy for me was that we were able to balance. And you see, that's why we must create systems. So I was able to get my executive assistant, Ife Jesu, to anchor yesterday's session. And the review I got, was that she did excellently well. But, the joy for me was, do you know that after I finished facilitating that session in that bootcamp, I think there were about 76. Instantly, I had 42 people following me, and I had several book orders. And I'm wondering, so we must keep doing now. So imagine if I had not been able to create a system around myself, and I said, no, I must be here. I can't, divide myself into two. I would have missed that opportunity. So I like to say thank you guys for understanding, but I'm also saying that we also must be able to create systems of ourselves where we can replicate ourselves in several ways. And that's what truly, advancement and growth is all about. Okay, today, we're going to get straight into the matter. Welcome, Yame. And today aren't you excited that today is day 5? All right, day 5. And this is how it just, little drops. And I just love the consistency. I come in here now, everybody just shows up. It's good to have my lady. I will not even call your name, but I'm talking to you. It's good to have you here. Great. We missed you. So now, let me take this quote, all right, day 5 from Bradley Whitford. And it says that infuse your life with action. Don't wait for it to happen. Make it happen. Make your own future. Make your own hope. Make your own love. And whatever your beliefs, honor your creator, not by passively waiting for grace to come down from on high, but by doing what you can to make grace happen to yourself right now, right down here on earth. And, and this is very instructive. Look, so we've gone through a couple of activities that we started to talk around. Okay, yes, we started off with silence. We brought in the fitness man. We went on to do how to craft your affirmations. We've gone to do visualization. But the meat of the matter is that the doing now is the doing that gets the job done. The doing that gets the job done. And I'm going to be sharing a summary of audio summary of a book by David Allen, Getting Things Done. Okay. But the focus on today is to be able to act or perform or execute. You see, a lot of people have great ideas. They move from ideas to the point where they also plan, but there's something that hinders them from doing. And I'm hoping that later on today, because every Thursday, we're going to have a session called Wildly Important Goals, how to achieve your wildly important goals. For the ladies, I call it WIG, wear your wig, wear your wildly important goals. But there's something that hinders people from achieving their wildly important goals. And it's not so much as to, it's just also the method, you know. So there are principles and methods, all right? So if you understand principles, you always, like I said, you always be the boss. Understanding principle is why you are doing what you're doing. And yesterday, we inked on a very vital, you know, component of even setting goals. And that has to do with values. By the time you crafted your values, because your values are like the pillar that enables, all right, the, you know, the building of your goals and the fulfillment of your goals. So today we're talking about doing. And doing for me is something that, if there's a word that I love so dearly, other than thinking, is to do, you know, to do of his good pleasure, you know, you know, guy, look, I'm trying to condense this because the way it is in my head now, it's actually up here, you know, high level. And I've thought, I've just learned one thing that almost bring things to that simple state where people can grasp it. So David Allen was saying that if you want to get things done, you know, he gave us 5 steps. He said, the first thing is that you must capture. So if you have a thought that comes to mind, and I'm going to share that video with you, just so also to, you know, for you to get a proper balanced view as to this perspective of getting things done. He said, capture. So everything in your thoughts, in your mind, you know, capture. That's why we said, have a journal. Then beyond having a journal, so like I have two notebooks, all right? One I use for journaling, for setting, for thinking, for review. And then the other one I use to set things down, all right? Where I have a list of the things I want to do for the week, the things I want to do for the month, all right? Some people are able to automate this. And I don't know if anybody has downloaded that application we recommended, the Everyday app. It's either on iOS or on Android. It will help you track the things that you are doing. So almost like some of these things that we've set in motion, it will help you monitor and track it religiously. Now, the other thing is that once you capture, when you note down things, the next thing to do is to start to process those things. So when we start to talk about processing, it meant that, look, there are some activities, and this was born out of the fact that he noticed that he remembered very early in the morning that the birthday of a friend, that he needed to reach out to a friend on his birthday. He remembered, but you know what? He woke up the next day and just remembered how he forgot to call his friend. And that also led to a lot of other, you know, actions, because at that point he felt that, hey, how could I have done this better? So he realized that it wasn't just that it was supposed to hold the thoughts there, it was to action it. And so when he talked about capturing, he moved on to talk about processing, which is the second step. And in processing, what must naturally happen is that if the activity you want to perform can be done in 2 minutes, in less than 2 minutes, go ahead and do it. You know, that's part of getting, don't stall it. Don't say, I'll do it later. You know, we want to deal with certain things, procrastination and all that, but like, how best do you eat an elephant? The best way to eat an elephant is to kill it and cut it into bits, and then decide what you want to do with the bits, whether you want to fry it, you want to barbecue it, or whatever. But guess what? And to all the animal lovers, sorry, there's a disclaimer. I use that as an example, so please don't come after me to say that how can I tell people to start eating elephants because they're going extinct. Anyway, that's just by the way. Now, but the reality is that if you need to get things, the first thing to do, David Allen recommended, keys to getting things done, is that one, you must capture it, jot things down. There's a Nigerian comedian that keeps saying, jot things down. I'm telling you, note things down, capture it. Then the next thing, process those things. Now, in that your list, if anything is going to be done in less than 2 minutes, do it now. What did I say? Do it now. Now, once you have ticked off those lists of the things that you can do now, the things that are remaining, organize them. That's the third step. Organize them and start to prioritize, you know, by reviewing each and every one of those items. In those items, you see that there are some things that you can't action. You know, have you put something down on your list and you realize that you cannot action it? You know, so some of those things are just for references. Separate those ones and then move straight down to the actionable one. Now, how urgent, so you must define how you want to, and there's this matrix that I was exposed to earlier on in my career. They said urgent and important, not urgent. No, there's the urgent, there's the important. So once you understand, I'll share. I can't really get it off my head now. So yeah, let me just draw it, the box. Not urgent, not important, very urgent, very important. Okay. So there are things that they are important but not urgent. There are things that are urgent but not important. There are some things that are not urgent and not important. Okay, it's for you to be able to, and I'll share a material on that. So let me just know this. I have to share a material on this. So maybe this could help. This is one of the tools that could guide you in able to. But I don't use it anymore. But I'm sure somebody might find this useful to be able to, help review and organize your activities or your action plans to the point where you're able to say, look, this is not necessary. And you can't do everything. And that's why you must be able to prioritize. Now, the next step after you have done that by batching all of those things is to action them. So you attach timelines. So even if you are going to fail with, it will be like a 24-hour, maximum 36 hours, gap up and down, if you wait accurately. Now, but you must cultivate the habit of doing things. So today, almost like in the workbook, as we had assigned, there's something that is critical, and that's what's going to dive into what we are going to be doing later on this evening of setting wildly important goals. And I can tell you that we're going to be setting wildly important goals for the personal, because this module, this first week, is on dealing with the personal, being, the you first. And I always use this example that if by adventure you find yourself in an aircraft and they tell you that if the oxygen mask drops, that you must first put the mask on top of on your face before you put it on the child's face. They know what they were saying. So today was all about, or this week is all about personal survival. All right. And then we're going to move from survival, all right, to the point where we can also now start to impact, through our businesses, through our career, and through our activities. But let me now read this bit, in this book. And so there, in setting your goals, and this is just like a preamble to the activity for today, and it's going to be really exciting because we're going to be setting, setting goals. Then there's the bit of wildly important goals. So that's also about prioritization. So yes, there's goal setting. We'll talk about goal setting, but I'm going to drill it down to how those goals can be achieved in 90 days, all right, or less if you batch them properly. So it says that for every goal, you must have 3 elements. Your goal must be simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, but don't make it simpler, all right? Else it loses the essence, but keep it simple. Then your goals must be SMART, and SMART is an acronym, all right? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So there must always be a time. Is it realistic? Or I want to go to the moon. How do you want to get to the moon? Is that a realistic goal? Is it measurable? Remember I said what gets measured gets done, all right? Is it attainable? Is it something that is within your reach? Okay, almost like saying I want to become the president. Is it possible in 1 year? How? All right, I don't doubt the element, but even the owner of the universe does not bring about confusion, okay, except he wants to bring about a disruption, and it happens once in in some odd years, okay. So must you live your life to those funny chances? Now it must be designed to serve. Note, it must be designed to serve. You see, on this journey, you must realize that part of the key things that you do, almost like the quote of yesterday. So my affirmation for yesterday is that every time I enjoy serving, and I followed one of my mentors. I made that reference that every good thing I build, that's Jim Rohn. He said that every good thing I build ends up building me. What is the implication of that statement? By the time you serve, in a capacity that, even people get exceptionally excited, it ends up building you. You get benefit for it, okay? The other thing is that they must solve. So once you're designing your goal, it shouldn't be a problem for another problem. It should be geared towards solving. And then the third thing is that it must suit, SOOTHE. It must be that it gives you joy, And remember when I talked about, I think on the first day, I was talking about the spirit of workship, where things must be done in a pleasurable, with pleasurable disposition, in a joyous mode, irrespective of what you're getting from whoever. So set goals, but don't just stop there. Go ahead and do them. Now, everything I've said is hinged on that key phrase I've been muting all along, that is the doing that gets the job done. Guys, I don't know how to say it, but if there's anything that's hindered people, the bane of people's progress is that they know what to do. They've learned about what to do. In fact, they can teach on what to do, but guess what? They are not doing. Look, and I in that category, I'm saying get fired up now. There are things that you need to do. If you need to make a call, make that call. If you need to drop that proposal, drop that proposal. If you need to even find out, you see, the journey to doing, it starts with a step. And I can tell you almost without a doubt, and because now we believe that we're operating as beings, we have become, or you will become by the end of this reinvention exercise. So maybe you were a being, but you're not going to become. Now, once you become, you realize that the universe is at your disposal, and the mechanisms, the things therein are at your disposal. So that when you rise up and take a step, hey, what naturally happens is that there's a conspiracy of some sort, that at that instance, things start to move for you. So you realize that if you start to propose within your heart that I must get a job, okay, in this area, because there must be specificity, else you confuse even the people that would bring about even the manifestation of some of these things. So if you say, no, I want to get a job as guess what? Can anybody mute any word? Anyway, so you want to get a job as maybe a managing director, or you want to start aspiring for a role or a political appointment. You need to do your search. Where do people in that get some of those things gather? What do they do? How do they do it? The people that have done it before, what did they do differently? Is it something you were able to do? Does it align with your values? And then you start to seek them. The next step is to start at least progressing towards it. Let me even make it more real. You want to travel, all right? There are countries that when you want to travel, you require a visa. Okay, you don't wake up in the morning and say, I want to just travel. You go and do your research. If you don't have a passport, you go and get a passport. You find out where and the requirements for their visa, you apply. The next thing, you find out who and what you want to go and do there. Or no, before you find out what you want to go and do there, you apply. And then you probably, prior to that time, book your ticket. Or after you get your visa, you book your ticket. Now, there's an order to doing things. You don't just say, I want to. So that's what we're saying. Cut it into bits. The best way to eat an elephant is cut it into bits, and that's the key to getting things done. Guys, look, I've had a fantastic, look, I can't tell you, I've been having a wonderful moment reinventing myself, and even my colleagues can affirm, everybody around me can even see that there's a new bustling energy. I have energy naturally, but you can imagine when you are just so retuned and refired. And like I said, look, every other thing could make me go and sleep. But I said, no, I'm on a journey. And that's one thing. I think I posted something earlier on today, and if not, is that, look, there will be things that would want to hold you down. There will be doubts. But can you wake up? Can you get up, all right, and move in your stride? So, guys, I believe I've taken enough of your time. Today is a beautiful day. And if you're in doubt, just go out and do something beautiful. And then you'll see the ripple effect, the boomerang effect of just being wonderful. On this note, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in. But beyond just tuning in, I'd like to say it's time to start doing. All right, guys, do you agree with me? If you agree with me that it's time to start doing, as you leave this studio, just unmute yourself and say, it's time to start doing. I'm going to start doing. Affirm it. I'm going to start doing. All right, I'm going to start doing. Just unmute yourself and say, I'm going to start doing and leave the room.
I'm going to start doing.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing. Thank you, Mommy. I see you.
I'm going to start doing.
Great.
I'm going to start doing.
Yes,
Start doing. Start doing.
Yeah, yes, Ventola, I see you. Yes.
I'm going to start doing.
I'm going to start doing.
I will start
I
doing.
see you. Oh, yes,
I'm going to start doing.
Correct. Start doing. Mama, I see you. Olukayode, I see you. I see you. Yeah, Taiwo, I see you. How are you, Taiwo?
Hi.
Great. So you better start doing, and that's the key to getting the job done. You better start doing. All right, guys, I need to get out of your face now. I'm sure you're used to that phrase already. I need to get out of your face now. May the elements, all right, conspire to favor you this day, and all things will work together for your good. See you later in the evening. We're going to be setting